Good day, viewers. This is the second time I'm doing this video. The first one I did very early. It was almost 1 hour plus, but I lost the video while trying to move the file from my gadgets to my system for editing. So I know what it feels like to lose something, especially when we see bloggers comes out to tell us tales of how they did one particular video and they lost it, and it's painful and it's like you feel like crying. Yeah, well, let me just say what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be about the madness in the Nigerian space. If you look at the Nigerian space recently, you discover that there are so many issues bothering us. One of it is not having, fuel, or the scarcity of fuel, or should I say the hoarding of it by most petrol stations, and the possibility of the marketers playing the fast one on the Nigerian economy or Nigerian people. Then the second one is all about the cashless policy, which is supposed to be the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Having to struggle through getting cash from the bank. This is no longer the issue of we don't have a 1,000 naira note, 200 naira note, or 500 naira note. I'm talking about not even having to get any cash from our commercial banks. The third one is a lot of people have not gotten their PVC. We've been watching so many videos trending online, videos of people requesting for bribe for them to get their PVC. There is one particular video in the southeastern part of the country where an official came and was collecting 1,000 naira, and she was shameless in doing it, despite the fact that she was being recorded. At the point, she was even still proving, when you see all this madness goes on in the country, just tell you what type of humans or what type of being we are in Nigeria. People who should be locked up. Evidence showing that this person is corrupt and breaching the policy that guide our work ethics. And nobody do anything about it. We just watch, we laugh, some comment, some blame, some castigate. And even in the comment section, you see a lot of rot. You see people come out to defend the odious behavior. You see Nigerians say, why you to no pay? It's the same way they used to tell bus drivers when they are refusing to pay bribe to the policeman. You see commuters in the bus shouting, why you no know say na so did they collect am? Corruption has become legalized at all fronts, across all boards. And the madness in our space now is inquantifiable. I remember since the year 2015, there have not been any day Nigerian there haven't been any day that goes by without Nigeria experiencing bad news. I can hardly recall the last time I see any good news in our public space. I can hardly recall. It has always been bad, it has been dire. Recently, there are many things. I'm going to be talking about two specific things in this video. Number one, we should talk about the Nigerian youths, or the people who have the privilege to have Android phone, data on their phone, and chose to turn themselves to trolls online. Perhaps that's what they call them trolls. So the second one is to talk about what has been happening in our domain recently. War, the war of words between Seun Kuti and Peter Okoye, which has been joined by other celebrities. At first, let me tell you about the Seun Kuti and the Peter Okoye. It happens that Seun came out and call Peter Obi an opportunist, which I believe is his opinion. And when you call someone an opportunist, uh, it says a lot based on your own opinion. Because that's his opinion, so to speak. So then Peter came out, who happens to be one of the supporter of Obi, of Peter Obi, and throw shades at Seun and his family, the legacy of his father, blah blah blah. And a lot of people have been coming out to condemn. So what I'm going to do in this video is to read um, few of the posts that I believe I have stumbled upon online. I've watched Sean's video, though I've not watched Peter's video on where he comments, but I can tell you that I've watched Sean's video, and it wasn't pleasant at all, you know. What he said. The first blog I'm going to be reading from is INEC blog, where Seun said, and I quote, "If you vote for any of these three people, you'll be fool." Seun Kuti writes as he shares photo of Tinubu, Atiku and Obi together and continues to shade Peter P. Square. I believe this is not the first story. I think they've been online, you know, throwing words at each other. Uh, so, like I said, I'm going to be talking about two things. I'm going to be talking about the fight between Seun and Peter Okoye, and how it affects our lives and what they were having issues about. And I'm going to be talking about the Nigerian youth and them. But now we are still on Seun. So let me read another post. Um, then this guy came out. One of the comedian we have online, I think, is a UK-based comedian. I don't know. His name is. It was reviewed by Vincent Tiho blog, which was published yesterday. He said, the guy said, "Don't compare P Square to Seun Kuti, Nigerian comedian Clinton who speak on fielding stars." And if I may read, I think he wrote, let me read the first paragraph. Comedian Clinton Code has placed himself in the ongoing dispute between Nigerian artists Peter and Paul Okoye, also known as P Square, and Seun Kuti. The comedian took to Twitter to weigh in on the feud between the veteran stars, stating that comparing the Okoyes to a guy whose achievement in life is his father's name was majorly disrespectful. This is in reference to the fact that Seun Kuti's father is the pioneer Afrobeat legend, Fela Kuti. So I'm going to be reading another one. There's another guy who happens to be an Instagram user. I think he's popular, but I don't get his name here. He said, and I quote, "There is no hope until we heal and unite. I am Igbo, but I see Yoruba and Hausa as my own." So a lot of people had come out to weigh in. Even Portable came out to the same our Raz Ed Portable. Well, whether it's Raz, that's my opinion anyway. He said, you be say una family, you will be say una family dey alive and still no blow." Portable shade Peter Okoye for insulting Fela Kuti. So a lot of people have come out, even in the post when they were throwing banters at each other, throwing shade, sorry, at each other. Um, Peter Okoye claimed that Seun is dirty, he's always shirtless or stuff like that. He acts as if he's the one who knows the solution to the problem of Nigeria and stuff like that. I'm going to be giving my verdict when I'm through with reading all this. Then, why shading Seun, he uses the third generation of Fela's family, which is the grandson to Fela, Made. I don't know. I believe Made should be maybe Femi Kuti's son or so, the elder brother of Seun. He said Seun can learn from his nephew, who is well guided and always clean. So Made also came out to say, please do not use me to as a tool to slight, insult, or badmouth my uncle. Made Kuti claps back at Peter Okoye. There are a lot of shade here and there. Even this guy are systematically weighing in. Adebowale Adedayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni. One of the posts that was released 3 days ago from Independence say, take down my face from your campaign flyer. Mr. Macaroni react to Obidati rally. So there are a lot of people who are weighing. Another one is where uh, Auntie Kemi Olu lawyer came and she said a Grammy nominee living in the trenches beats living in mansions with no nominations. Kemi Olu lawyer tells Peter Okoye to apologize. So, but I'm going to be reading from Auntie Kemi what she wrote here, and that is where I'm going to be coming with my own verdict. She said, and I think she posted this on her Instagram. She said, and I quote, when I was sexually assaulted at 13 years in the dead of the night on Ikorodu Road, Lagos, April 28, 1978. That was about like 45 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, will be 45 by April 28 this year. During the Alemus Go riot, my late 8 years old brother Akintayo lost half of his brain and lived for 3 years on a wheelchair. With his livelihood gone, we were our crime is that we were kids riding in a government car and Unilag students were protesting increased tuition. We were entering the Lagos after 90 minutes on the express from Ibadan in a two-car convoy. The rioters and hoodlums attacked government cars. We had no warning and the car radio was switched off. There was no internet or cell phones at that time, obviously. So there's a reason I'm telling this story. According to her, she said the room I was admitted to at Lut was the same room and bed Grandma Fumilayo Kuti died 2 weeks earlier on April 13th, 1970. What happened to her happened in April 28th, and Fumilayo Ransom Kuti died April 13th of that same month and same year. So she continued, Grandma was thrown from the second floor window by the army and police who came with axes attacking Fela, his brothers and band in this very dark time in history. Till today, the Nigerian government never apologized to Kutis, particularly General Obasanjo, who ordered the raid. The African shrine will forever be a solemn place to remember Grandma and Uncle Fela's legacy. It is not a local shrine as described by Peter Okoye. It is where many of us pay respect to the late Kuti family members who passed on. Grandma, Fela, Uncle Beko, and Uncle Olikoye served this country in different areas. Don't diminish their legacy. It is wrong to refer to the iconic landmark home as a local shrine at the expense of Peter Obi's campaign. So pay attention to this place. Obi will not approve of this manner of reckless talk. Today, I am listed in Wikipedia under Nigerian women activists along Grandma Funmilayo Kuti, who would have thought. I once messaged Seun in 2014 that Grandma left something in the hospital bed mattress that entered me, springing me into activism. We laughed and joked about it. Seun never met her as he was not born by that time because Seun was born in 1983, perhaps January to be precise, 1983. But his grandma died 5 years before he was born. I hope Auntie Kemi continue. I hope Peter and Paul Okoye can apologize for their attack on the Kuti name and Seun forgive them. Being a Grammy nominee, living in the trenches beats living in a mansion with no Grammy nominations. Made Kuti should not have been dragged into this. He is the youngest in the music and must carry the legacy, not the trauma. Let's guide our tongues during hashtag Nigerian Decide 2023. I rarely discuss politics as it is a news bit I don't cover. Let's not forget Uncle Wale is also watching this. Respect the history of the Kutis and remember, journalism is a rough draft of history. Wale Soyinka is Mrs. Kuti's nephew. View this you know, on Instagram. I think that was what Auntie Kemi Olunloyo said. So let me now give my own opinion. As I said earlier in the previous video that I made earlier before the video got lost, my own position, and this is what is going to drive into the second uh, discussion I want to have with the viewers who are watching this video. See, if there's one family everybody should respect in Nigeria, it's not by force, but I believe that family have earned whatever people give to them today. It's a Kuti family. I know Seun is a direct descendant of Fela. And if I should look at it mostly, he carries on the legacy of his father. You know, like the other siblings too, his elder siblings, but he is more passionate. He's more like Fela's image. Even to me, it looks more like Fela than any of his siblings, but that's not the discussion today. But my viewpoint is this. We have a big problem in Nigeria. I'm one of the few who used to advocate that every tribe should go on their separate. We are not united. And when I look, most of my friends are Igbos. In fact, I relate more with Igbos than any other tribes in the country. I used to tell people, and I used to tell it to the face of all these my friends, my ex-girlfriends, my friends, the people who have helped me, that I work with, that out of all the tribe in Nigeria, Igbos are the most tribalistic. I'm sure, if Seun had mentioned Tinubu and Peter was supporting Tinubu, because Seun is Yoruba, Peter is Igbo, and Tinubu is Yoruba, Peter would not have said what he said. I believe, I'm yet to be convinced, or let me say I'm in a confused state, but I'm yet to be convinced that Peter did not make this derogatory statement out of tribalistic point of view. Igbo might not say Emilokan, but in their disposition, it is evidence that they believe it is their turn to rule. And Nigeria will never move forward if we continue on this path, whereby people select their leader based on tribe, not based on common sense, having the wherewithal to solve a problem. There should be four frontliner campaigning for the presidential election, but I will say three for now. And I'll tell you why I removed the fourth one. The fourth one happens to be the one I'm supporting. The fourth one is Showore. But I believe recently, even I called my friend's wife yesterday and we were talking about politics. And when I mentioned the name Showore, as educated as she's not an illiterate. She went to school. She didn't know who Showore was, or who Showore is. And I was wondering, I had to start giving an elaboratory explanation on who Showore is, stating that he's the owner of Sahara Reporter. He was the one the Buhari administration arrested, claiming that he wants to revolutionize Nigeria and he wants to create a revolution or whatever. I started giving so many views. At the end, she just said, oh, yeah. But even from her response, I realized that she only said yes, just to feel like, okay, she's not a stark illiterate or in that aspect, but she doesn't know who Showore is. So if that one doesn't know who Showore is, how many people are in Nigeria who doesn't even know Showore? So I will remove Showore from the equation. So we have three frontliners who are ex office holder in Nigeria, the Mr. Emilokan Etiku, and then the Mr. Messiah who had come to fix. But remember, the three of them have ruled at different capacity in this country. So when we sit down to look at what they have done, who can we outrightly trust among the three? In my own view, they have all failed. Everyone that have ever ruled in this country have all failed. It's not different from you being a teacher, setting examination for three people, and you set 10 questions, and the one who came as the first got 2/10. The other ones got 1/10, some even got one half over 10, some got 0/10. The one who got 2/10 is the first, and already he is also a failure. So is the first of a failure or a better failure among the other failures. So I wouldn't say anybody had the capacity to fix this nation. I watched Seun Kuti's video. I used to watch a lot of people's video. I don't agree with everybody's view most of the time or all the time, but what Seun said was right, that people should be careful. If you remember clearly, Buhari came in 2015 after the amalgamation of this CPC and ACN, and they formed APC. They came with the change mantra. See, everybody had always, there is one trend that the world should understand. Any loopholes, people will take advantage of it. In fact, that's where genius came out. Any opportunities that people or human being can see to make money. During this election, there are some people who have printed the flag of each of the party and they are selling it for 200, 300, 400, depending. So many people will sell shirts, they will sell different things. Brooms will be well sold in the area which these parties who are using broom have gone to campaign. So, to be honest, I believe that people should be very careful. And the word Seun used, maybe that's his own perspective, which I also share, but I know people might not believe that. I have always tell people that the result of this election will determine how many sensible people we have in the country. But me, personally, I don't believe Nigerians are sensible. Most Nigerians, so to speak. Because I have seen Nigerians die, and yet the other people who are alive are still supporting the people who killed them. It happens in 2020, October, during NSAC's movement. A lot of people were killed at Lekki. Few weeks to that time, or few days to that time, they conduct this chairman chairmanship election in Nigeria, and I believe most of the chairman in Lagos. I remember that one of Kushofe here, not far away from me, in the Kushofe local government area, or Kitwalakpere, or I've forgotten. They had 14,000 voters, and despite the fact that NSAS just happened, APC still won 12,000 plus out of the vote. So the question is, even if they had rigged, some people must have voted for them. So how did they get 12,000? Despite the fact that the whole country is still fuming and still very angry at what the administration did to Nigerian citizens. So people love their oppressors. One thing I can do to Seun and his family is to shake my head. Because to be honest, if there's one family that I know that has integrity, it's the Kuti family. Their choice of how they live life is none of my business. If they like, they can sleep smoking and go through their nosaries or one of their nosaries, none of my business. But one thing that I've known that they have lived is that that family have always lived selfless life. They have always been looking for, well, you see, no media or book can quantify what Fela had done while he was on earth. He was a completely selfless man who think of the other man beside him. He doesn't think of himself alone. He thinks for other people. He has selflessly lived so that other people can benefit from him as a person. So when we sit down here to question who Fela is and say all sort of derogatory statement by that his shrine is smelly, is dirty, is stinky, this is a place that some legend have said that's the only place they find solemn, especially when they want to console themselves, when they want to remember the dark history in Nigeria. I'm not sure Peter and Paul have not been to the shrine before, but it is stupid and derogatory to have mentioned Fela's personality and his home in order just to shade his son, who is doing far better than Peter as far as I'm concerned. And Peter said in his word, which I quote, he said he's the son of nobody, because that's where Clinton Code got the narrative, which I believe is stupid from my point of view anyway, when that one said that Peter and Paul built their brand from the scratch and Seun is riding on the crest of his father. So the question is, when Peter came out in his own statement, he said his father was a nobody. That questions Peter's intelligence, actually. So Seun believed that Peter is only talented, not intelligent. Though that talent itself is debatable, because I don't believe the P Square squad are talented. I believe they are opportunists as well. The music industry has gone rogues. Nobody is singing anything sensible again. It's always about sensational music. Music that you can dance to, you can move to, you can feel. And you also want to mime just to feel like you are trending with other people, you are in vogue. But the actual people who started music started it in order to pass good message to the public and to change the perception of people, not by singing music that continued to devalue our persons and to diminish our value as a human being. Music that comes at the detriment of the development of a particular set of people. So it's just unfortunate that the generation of these days like noise, they like rubbish, and that is what is selling. That's where Peter and Paul made their money from. Name one sensible music they sang. I don't see, in my own opinion. And it only takes a sensible person to know the sensible music. It's not that their music are not sweet to the ear, but really, are they sensible? Does they really make sense? Apart from their wedding music that they sang, which I believe can't be evergreen forever, will in time fade away. I don't see any of their music. Is it Agosi Danger Wahala Dey? Say your love no dey die, say your feeling no dey. So these are music that are just for that moment, talking about love, which they clearly do not understand. If you see the way they are divorcing in their family here and there. And so let's talk about, the statement of Peter where he said his father was a nobody. For your father to have even come out to woo your mother, it means he's a person. Yeah, he got your mother pregnant, gave birth to you brothers, some of, I believe maybe you have sisters, I don't know. So which means it takes an intelligent person to know that there's a difference. Because when they use the word nobody, I know it's an expression, but they use it wrongly. When you say nobody, a nobody is someone who is not being again. A being is the person who continues to live. Someone who is dead is a nobody. The body is gone, decay, buried. So, but if you want to say nobody, in the terms I believe you're using, the expression, you should say, okay, your father is someone who is financially a nobody. Then I will understand that that nobody there is an expression of not relevance. Not relevant. So, financially not relevant in the sense that he doesn't have money, or he was not privy to establish a company or start a product or invent anything or have good jobs that give him great money. And if you want to talk about influence, like you can say he's influentially a nobody, maybe a non-influential person. But when you say your father is a nobody, It dictates one thing in that your statement. It shows that the only thing you guys understand as being somebody on earth is someone who is rich. And not everybody that is rich has sense. Really. Dangote is rich. Yes. But let's not even go far. Let's pick Lamido Sanusi Lamido. Can Dangote stand Lamido Sanusi Lamido when it comes to debate? When it comes to understanding the economy? When it comes to understanding the ethics of how things are done? Can you compare Dangote to Lamido Sanusi Lamido? But is Dangote not far richer than Lamido Sanusi? So you cannot sit down and just judge everything based on money. That's where the ideology, my father is a nobody. Did your father not do anything reasonable or tangible within his community, even within his family, before he passed on? So which means that the only thing that you guys pride yourself in is just money. Out of the people who sang good music, I still respect Two-Face and Fowls. Fowls most especially the most. Fowls is a comedian. Yes, he knows how to make people laugh, but check the content of his music. They are always real. And if you want to listen to a good album, go and listen to Moral Instruction. Moral Instruction is an album Files released in 2019 before the so-called fake presidential election we had then, that brought again and this same disaster that we've been having since 2015. Moral Instruction touches every nooks and crannies of what our problem could be in Nigeria. Religion or politics or way of life. Just go and look for it. Moral Instruction, released by Faust. One of the best album I've ever seen in my 4 decades years. One of the best album I've ever seen, and it doesn't trend. That is to show you that the sensible people in this country are not much. Only few people who have sense who understood that that should be one of the best album, in my own opinion. But if it is not tomato jaws, tomato rice, I want to finger you, I want to kiss you, I want to swallow you, I want to use my tongue to lick you. Those are the songs that people buy into. And that is why we have political idiots governing our space here. They are not even leaders, they are rulers. Those are the people follow. Obi was the governor of Anambra State. Yeah, he didn't steal money. The minister, go and check, Fine. Please, what did he do, Anambra? Did Anambra have one substantial things that can be recorded that Obi did in Anambra? Did he build the best road, state-of-the-art road in Anambra? Is their school changed? Do they have the best hospital and the best facility in the hospital in Anambra? So these are the people you are queuing behind. Obi is an opportunist, like Seun said, in my own opinion as well. Because Obi is doing the same thing Buhari did in 2015. He came into the political arena and saw the loopholes. People are hungry, corruption everywhere, impunity everywhere, nepotism everywhere. And he key into all those loopholes and he begins to, it's like you being a woman. And then your husband used to beat you up, doesn't feed you well, doesn't take care of you and stuff. And another man comes into your life and you told him, or he is aware of all the wrath that is coming from your husband towards you. And he begins to tell you that, oh, that man is a bad man. If I were the one you are married to, I will do this, I will do that. I'll make sure you have this, make sure you have that. You should be pampered, you should be treated special, is a lie. Get married to him first. We will see how far. And you'll be so surprised that it might even be worse than the so-called predecessor husband that you have or your ex. So when Buhari came to, did he not promise that he was going to fix Boko Haram in 2 ways? He was going to fix that in a few days, in few hours. He even made Nigeria even believe that our problem is just like a piece of cake, that it was like an easy peasy thing that he was going to fix within no time. And before we know it, almost 8 years down the lane, it has become even more deteriorated. We are before sleeping in our dream, but now Buhari have moved us into limbo, where we are not even sure of being able to come out of that sleep, not to talk of waking up to reality. They have destroyed the remaining fabric structure that is still holding us. They have destroyed it. The same thing Obi is doing now. I hope If he can win, he wins, and I hope it turn out to be different. Even Showore that I'm supporting, I'm always very skeptic. Anybody who who know me I would always tell them that I love Showore, his ideology and everything, but I'm very, very careful to put my life, my trust in someone else's hand because I've seen Robert Mugabe's video in the past. He spoke good English, Quincy English to be precise. Very sweet talker, beautiful orator. It's like Malcolm X of Africa of that time. In the maybe 60s or 50s, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 60s or so. A young activist who was even more fierce than Showore. And it became worse than all the people he had come to criticize after he became the president of Zimbabwe. He even turned into monarchy. Almost died on the throne. It's like a throne to them. So I hope that one thing human beings should understand is that what hasn't happened, you can't predict. So Peter Obi is going to mess up, Tinubu is going to mess up, Atiku is going to mess up. It's only when they get there. And nobody get tested except they wrote an exam or except they get tested. And in this case, most of these people have ruled in different capacity before, even as governors. One has ruled to the almost to the highest office in the land, like the vice president. What did he do when he was in office? Was he not being surrounded with stories of how he embezzled money here, collected bribe here and there, and stuff like that? Really? So when you sit down and begins to jump up and down in your stupidity, your ignorance, things you could not explain, things you don't know, and you begin to support a candidate, you should be wary. And had it been, when Peter B issue came up, a lot of people, even Yoruba, people who are not Igbo, they came up and they said, well, they like this man. They want a change, they want a young person. But as usual, our so-called celebrities and this most tribalistic set of people we have in the country Igbolized the whole ideology. It was supposed to be a movement against PDP and APC, but Igbo people came. I'm not saying all Igbo, most Igbos still have sense, but majority of the people that came, I don't know whether it is the Civil War who did this to them, but a lot of Igbo are more tribalistic, and it's not far-fetched. You can relate better with a Yoruba or an Hausa person or whatever, but go to Igbo land. Go and count how many Yoruba are living in Igbo land. How many even have land there that they bought house or build house there. Go and count how many Hausa in Igbo land. Out of all the Nigerian settings, Igbo are the least people who are accommodated outsiders. You go to Hausa, you find Yoruba, Igbo there flourishing in their businesses. It doesn't defy the fact that whenever there is fight, Hausa behaves like animals. But you will still find them there. And you come to Yoruba, which I have always said we are the most accommodating out of all the tribe in Nigeria. But go to Igbo. I remember when my wife was telling me about the story of how she went to FUTA or something to write an exam. Out of the whole school, they only have one Yoruba in the whole school, in the whole department. When that guy even saw her, when, he was kind of excited, like, oh, I see someone that can speak my language. She told me when they were calling names in the classroom when they were about to write the exam and her name was pronounced, everybody pointed at her like, what the fuck are you doing here? What the hell was she doing here? She doesn't belong. Because they are not accommodating. Very saucy in nature, spoiled most of the time, and arrogant. And that arrogance, to them everything is money. That's why Peter can come out and begin to say someone looks tattered, someone looks dirty, someone doesn't put on shirts. Someone is doing okay. And he has said it, if I've collected money from any politician, come and point it out. But I'm sure they cannot all come and point it out to him that he has collected any money from any politician. I believed. But to them, that tribe is all money, is all everything. You have money, no matter how much you make it, the moment you have money, that's it, you're successful. And that's the way how an average Nigerian even describes success. Money. Nothing money. Shady means, crooked means, plain Just money, taking advantage of just make money. And that's why most Nigerians do nothing now than to go out to probably look for who to extort, who to embezzle, who to opportunities that are even illegal, just make money through every means. Banks manager are selling cash. So in Nigeria today, if you want your money, you have to buy your own money. The money that is not even enough before, people are now buying it again in order to get commodities. You now even see people who have POS in their shop. Instead of withdrawing money through the POS, they will first ask you to pay extra charge before you even do that. It happens everywhere. Apart from the bank manager, you see all sorts of rot around. People are going to marketers today who are selling gas, people who are selling provision to go and get free cash, and they are selling it back to the in very humongous price. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, we all say it's like that. But to me, I don't fault Peter Okoye. He wasn't the one who started it, but I believe that as a celebrity that he is, they should mind what they say. And now they don't even know that all those things that they are saying and the way they are doing is changing the people's mind towards their so-called candidates. When it comes to population, politics is a game of number. So you need your candidate to win. You need the number behind him. How many people are Igbo in Nigeria? They are the least populated out of the three top uh, tiers of ethnic we have in Nigeria. Hausa dominate almost 70%. Yoruba is far more than them. And you keep abusing other people's tribe and you want your candidate to win in the so-called country that has other tribe that dominates you in terms of population. So how do you want to win? So instead of promoting the image of their candidate by giving intellectual narratives or description or their own disposition about what the guy can do and how he can change the whole system, they are busy fighting other people's tribe, calling them names. It happens from the beginning of the campaign. They have been go online, go and see the way people are ranting, and it's all tribal issue instead of who to fix the country. Well, that's that for that. I believe they will sort out their problem. And this led me to the second discussion, which I want to say. So, are you in Nigeria? You're in Nigeria. You wake up every morning, you buy phone with whatever means you make your money through Yahoo, prostitution, or show fraudulent stealing money, or working dirtily, or being a gigolo, or an opportunist, or whatever, however you make your money, or you do bricklayer job and or labourer job or whatever, and you make money and you buy yourself a phone, you buy yourself data, and the only thing you can do as a human being is to go online and become a troll. There are many things you can learn online. You can learn how to become a barber, how to become a hairdresser, how to become a tailor. You can learn how to build program, how to become a programmer. You can learn so many chores, so many handiwork, so professional work that can generate you revenue. You can be a YouTuber like I am here now. I'm just a YouTuber for fun anyways. Now since my channel has even started making money. But I have my own job. Do you understand? I'm a graphic artist that work for a company in Texas in the United States. And the truth is just that. But when you wake up, the time that you are supposed to use to benefit your life, to benefit your growth, you go and spend it in doing shitty chat. That's how most of people do in every area. Go and look at poor people around. They wake up to gossip. They wake up and see Lukman, Shukudi, Emeka. They gossip about everything, things that is none of their business, things that had no value to them. They pay scant attention to their own life and they pay more attention into the life of other people who doesn't concern them. You see Nigerians come out. I've always seen it. The fight between Davido and Whiskey. Davido and Whiskey are not the one fighting now. It is their fans that are fighting. Is that not madness? You wake up in the morning to go online to go and tackle people by saying that Whiskey is better than Davido, Davido is better than Whiskey. These people don't give an ass about you. They don't give a dime about you. They make their money for themselves and for their family. If they ride in their private jet, are you being called to come and join them? How many things have they even done for the public? Have they even built a free school from all the lots that they have benefited from the industry, from the people? Have they built good school? Which road is constructed in Nigeria and then has the name of the video of Whiskey there? Which? Have they built good school for you? What have you benefited from them actually? What? Then you now turn yourself to puppet. You'll be fighting over who is the better person among them. I've seen all sorts of rot in Nigeria. You see people fight over who is better between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Two guys who are overly made. What they are making in a week, some of you will not make it in your lifetime. In a week, what they are collecting in a week, some of you will not make it in your lifetime till they die. Some people die in this world without even making 15 million naira throughout their lifetime. And these are guys that make close to like 300, 400 million dollar, million naira equivalent in Nigerian naira every week. And you are there fighting over them. Who is better? What's your own business? The main reason why we are in this shambles today is because most of Nigerians are cretin-headed, daft people who are simpleton here. No sense. Let me say upgraded morons who just wake up every day to go and put themselves into what should be the least of their concern. How have you been helping yourself? Are you a problem solver in any area in this world? Later you will say the government is bad. Even if you have Peter Obi begins to put money in your pocket. Why can't you be productive for God's sake? There are things you can learn online. Go and learn about cryptocurrency. Go and learn about investment. Go and learn about how people who become big today became big. What you can do for yourself. How you can better your life. Some people are just followers. They are just come to this world to add to the numbers of population. They are not relevant. And they will die irrelevant. You become a true online. For what? What purpose? Who asked you? Who sent you a message? How is that? How is what between say Ronaldo and Messi your concern? They are not even Nigerian for God's sake. Even if they are, what's your concern? About Martins is richer than Okoye. What is your business with their money? It's the same way people follow pastor. Anyway, that one religion issue. There are some people, like Seun said, their issue is just like they are programmed to be morons. They are programmed to be daft. Those ones that you can't deal with them. But for the little who can still listen to voices like this, messages like this, and begins to have a routine that, in the real sense of it, what's my business? I love football too. There was a time I was even working for a sport paper as their main man for designing the interface of their paper. And I was making money from it. So if someone like me even talk about sport, I can understand I'm making money from it. But I've seen a lot of people who don't earn a dime from sport. Perhaps maybe from Bet Niger. I don't play Bet Niger, but maybe from Bet Niger. And they will go and kill themselves. Some people have killed themselves over supporting one footballer or one. You'll see two people box themselves just because you see all sort of rant online. They will abuse each other's father, curse each other out, just because they want to support Wizkid or Davido. And they follow another one. There is a man online. He used to be a radio presenter. His name is Daddy Freeze. I've forgotten his full name, but we know him as Daddy Freeze. He has a page and it came trending. He too saw the loopholes. These are the opportunists we're talking about. Saw the loopholes of how Nigeria are being milked in the church. And he wasn't the first person who started. It's just that he was so lucky because he is a radio presenter and a flashy person. He's into limelight before. That was what gave him more audience. And the Freeze wasn't the first person. This issue of tithing system have been condemned since 600 years. A lot of people have been fighting against it, even up to now. You go to online, You will see so many videos that were made in 1978, 1960 something, even before Freeze was born. People have been fighting pastors for collecting tithes. Even in the 90s, in the early millennium, a lot of people had come out to condemn tithing. So he wasn't the first person. He was just privileged to be that central stage whereby focal points where people begin to ask that if a former radio presenter can come out to start condemning this thing, definitely it must be wrong. So it wasn't. And a lot of people will become his follower. They will say something stupid. I don't even see reason why you need to go to someone page to go and say something stupid. As a Google owner, if you have a Google, you have a right to also open your own YouTube page. Whatever rubbish you want to say, rant on your page. You will go there now, you will abuse your father, curse your mother house, abuse your generation, use all form of insensitive adjective to qualify you. And at the end of the day, he will say he give you rapture. He will rapture you. I watch his video, but not once have I ever commented on his video. I just watch, I keep my opinion to myself. If I am watching with my wife, I discuss my own opinion. I agree with some of the things he says, I disagree with most of the things. And sometimes I agree with most of the things, I disagree with few. So that's my opinion, but I won't come on his page to start. Anytime you watch his video, as if it's not enough to even generate revenue for him, the moment you're watching someone's video, you're generating revenue for that person. Especially if the video is monetized. Mine is not monetized now, so if you watch my video now, it's not yet generating revenue, but his own is generating revenue. It's collecting money from Google. Google AdSense will pay him. So when you even subscribe, he had to the value of his channel. So when he rapture you, it's at his own detriment. But people are so stupid not to even know that the moment he blocked you up is his loss. They will still go and beg him behind, and they will not give them condition that they should come and pay 50,000, 100,000 to resuscitate them back into his page. And some people, as idiotic as they are, they pay. And if you look at all the video he shares, are you learning anything? Maybe perhaps yes, but is anything benefiting you there financially? No. It's not as if he shares money there. Ever since he has been doing his video, he has never even come out once to say he wants to give back to the people who are helping him build this. It's either he's collecting money from you for someone else, which he does in it. That one is another thing. I don't want to go into someone's, but I just want you to know that if you're in Nigeria and you fall into the category of all these things that I've listed, you are a fool. According to the Proverb 13:26 or so, if I'm not mistaken, Proverb 13:26. The companion of fools suffers harms. When you join the fools to do foolish things, I'm sure Peter and Seun that are fighting now, people will still go and support this one, support that one, with, and they are not good analytically. They don't have good analysis that they can use to back up why they're even supporting one or the other. It's either they are doing that out of sentiment or out of stupidity or out of sheer madness. I don't know. So that's the two things I want to talk about today. So left to you, however you chose to live your life. I'm not one of those people who used to beg people to live. Okay, no. You live your life anyhow, as on you. So if you like change, if you like don't change. However you live your life, you need to there. But anybody who knows that they want to become successful in this world, they have to learn to start doing things right. They have to pay attention to themselves. Pay less attention to other people's business. Pay more attention to how you can grow. Learn more things online. That data that you are using to troll other people, use it to learn something. There are many things you can learn. You don't even need to physically be working. There are many online opportunities now. My online digital marketing, online marketing, cryptocurrency, forex, and stuff. Programming. How you can become useful to your generation, and just stop promoting the stupidity of your family online and you call it your trending. You became a troll. Troll for what? How much are you being paid being a troll? Anyway, it is well. I just believe that the whole rot that we have in our community today, ranging from the type of president, in the real sense, Nigerians have many professors, many people with doctorate degree, many people who have masters, well-learned people. See the kind of type of people. Unfortunately, the most brilliant person in this country today and the dumbest person in this country today, if they both vote independently for different parties, their vote counts one against each other. 1-1. If not for number, the kind of type of president we've been having since inception in this country should tell you that many Nigerians are daft. So are you among the daft one? If you are, keep carrying on your daftness. In fact, upgrade on your daftness. The reward is there for you. It's just unfortunate that when you play your daftness, it affects the people who have genuine intelligence and genuine brilliancy that could have moved this country forward. So until I see you next time, you know, enjoy the lack of cash, enjoy the lack of petrol, enjoy the lack of power supply, enjoy the lack of good hospitals, enjoy the bad roads, keep enjoying all the rot that your stupidity have helped produced. I pray one day a new breed of people will emerge in this country. Maybe after we all have suffered and go, and then Nigeria will turn out to be better. But for now, I have zero hope for Nigeria because even if Peter Obi win, let's even assume that he's going to stay true to all his campaign promises. Even if he wins today, it will not be the NEPA in your area that is denying you of light while selling it to other industrial area for bribe. There are so many streets that are rich today that have rich people. They will go and bribe the NEPA official. They will make sure that those areas have more lights because they bribe them monthly. Most of the people who live in Bagada can testify to this. And the police DPO who pasted on his word that bail is free and bail is never free. He has to collect bribe. In fact, you can't even arrest anybody in this country without bribing the police. Maybe Peter Obi will be the one to be the DPO and the NEPA head. And Peter Obi will be the principal who is also collecting bribe to, sneak in an unworthy student into a school and all the rot, all the corruption around. Peter Obi will be the one to tell all the nurses and doctors in the hospital to behave well to their patients and not behave as if they had come there to beg them. And unfortunately for Peter Obi, let's even leave the rot in the grassroots. He doesn't have any member in the House of Representatives, not in the Senate, not as any governors. So he's going to suffer alone. So while he's trying to do good upstairs, the people who will be destroying his handiwork, who will make life difficult for you, will still be there. The likes of the APC chairman, governors, and PDP chairman and governor, and the House of Representatives. And so till we meet again, before I will come with another of my rants, stay cool and stay blessed. But please remember, if you like this video, share it, comment, and like it. If you please help subscribe on the video. I still need a lot of subscription. I'm not asking for money, so the only thing I can ask is subscription, so as to encourage me to keep putting out my opinion and videos that I believe will change the life of people out there. Until we meet next time, what should I finish with? Take care.